So here's the deal. Winter is still clinging on. There have been sunny days, but the wind chill has been too cold. And while winter is still here, it's extremely hard for me to go out and do adventures. So it leaves me sitting around the house trying to figure out what the heck I can vlog about. And I came up with the idea today that maybe, I should just examine my very first vlog ever. We're gonna look at official vlog number 1 back from 2014, 2015. I'm not sure which one it is. Nonetheless, vlog number 1, and I'm gonna react to it and see how things have changed as I've grown. So without further ado, let me put the headphones in so the audio doesn't conflict, and we are going to check out my very first vlog, and I'll pause it along the way and just give some discussion.
One blog per day for 60 days straight. Is it possible to have an adventure every day, even during the most boring days? The only way I can think of knowing for sure is to try doing it. I saw a video yesterday with a guy talking about how a lot of people don't get into vlogging because they consider their lives boring. But for the most part, I think I live a pretty exciting life. I'll get more into that later.
Every single day, there's little clips of the day that I wasn't even filming that kind of just entered my head. Like I'd see a butterfly that was pretty cool. And it would be in my memory bank for maybe 3 minutes, maybe 24 hours, and then it's gone forever. I thought that's really an unfair thing to have in life, that you just get this brief moment of interestingness and then it's gone. So that was part of what fueled me to make the vlogs. Now, later the challenge would be having the camera on to catch this stuff, and that is a lot easier said than done. That was the hardest thing for me with these first 60 vlogs, is just I would see this cool stuff and I would never have the camera on in time. Even today, I'm horrible at this.
I have this. This is the power camera, and this is the, I believe it's the Samsung NX20. So this is going to be the Power Horse camera. Have one tripod for which this camera can be placed upon, one battery for the camera, and we have a charger for this camera. We have an XP, a Fujifilm FinePix XP70. This is a more pocket-worthy camera, but the thing I like about this is it's pretty rugged. It's all sorts of proof. It's shockproof, waterproof, dustproof, and it's probably better in extreme conditions than anything else. I really like it because it has the ability to go underwater. 2 batteries that can be used with that, and we have a charger. This is just a US format charger, and then we have the Euro format charger. Then we also have a memory card. We have a 2 gigabyte and a 4 gigabyte. Now, memory cards can be pretty crazy because they make very high amounts of memory for these cards, but the problem is if you get too much memory, you have more memory than your camera battery will last.
Lots of stuff to unpack there. Clearly, that was my starting gear to make a vlog. And it shows you that you don't need super fancy equipment. I happen to have that camera. It wasn't the most new. I think at that point it was like 3 years old. And it wasn't 4K or anything like that. But that camera did me well, and I filmed a lot of stuff with it. Other camera, though, the Fujifilm one, that was the weirdest camera I've ever had. I had that camera prior to that, like a different camera, same exact model. You can take that thing underwater. It was made pre-GoPro. I took that camera to the Galapagos and went like snorkeling with it, and it was fantastic. I don't know what happened, but it broke, and it would turn on for about like 2 minutes and then turn off, and I could never figure out what it was. Partially that happened with the original one too, towards the end of its life cycle, but yeah, those Fujifilms, they would start to randomly go off, and it'd be the most frustrating thing because I'd go to press the record button and it would just turn off, and that was super, super frustrating. Yeah, that was an interesting setup. But very basic, nothing fancy. I know a lot of people want to start a vlog, go out and buy these huge, costly cameras. For me, that wasn't the case. And even today, my method of film, number one method is going to be my smartphone. There's just portability to it. If I want to film in 4K, I'll use this camera. But as far as portability is concerned, you can't beat the smartphone. Plus, smartphones can go places they really won't let you take photography.
I filmed some video earlier about the third camera device, and of course, day one problems, the file doesn't want to work. So the third camera that I'll be using, my cell phone. This is just a Samsung S5, easy to take anywhere.
So the Samsung S5, I think I'm on an S8, and currently S9 is the most modern one. When I got back to the US after France, I decided if I'm always using my smartphone as much as I do, I'm going to go and I'm going to get not the newest one, because there's always super premiums on the newest one, but I'm going to get the next one down, and that was an S8. I think I probably should have gone for the next one up. It was the S9 at the time. There was such a price hike, but it did film in 4K. This one doesn't really film in 4K resolution, and I think that does hurt you sometimes, but there is a beauty to working with all these old school, just high definition and not 4K, and that is that the rendering time, the time required to process things and upload them onto the computer and transfer files is so much less.
I've also got a feature on this where if you press one of the apps, it goes completely black and it still records in a spy mode. So this will be really handy in getting to places that don't normally allow you to take video.
That spy mode app is awesome. I don't know what happened. I tried to download it on my phone. I don't know if they discontinued it. There might be others, but if you have your screen all blacked out, it looks like you're not recording anything and you're just holding your phone. You can get some powerful footage like that. People just don't even think twice about it, and it just allows you to cut around so much of the BS dealing with people. Now, obviously, don't use it to commit felonies or anything like that, but most of the time you're just recording your own experience anyway, and that saves having to ask for permission. You pretty much can do what you want with it.
So the challenge is this: can I complete one vlog every day for 60 days?
Looking at this now, that ends rather abruptly. The story here is the start of a journey. There really is no ending to this story. That was the challenge. One vlog every day, 60 days straight. A lot of people will do a week straight. Some people will do 30 days straight, a full month. And I decided the best way for me to do things is, if you're going to dive in, really, really dive in. Let's go 60 days, because nobody was doing that. And over that 60 days, I learned so much about vlogging. That's still one of the better pieces of advice I give to anybody who's going to start vlogging. Do 60 days straight. Forget the month. Everybody can do a month, but do 60 days straight. If you can do 60 days straight, I really believe that somewhere around day 45, that's when you really start learning things. I learned about lighting. I learned about basics of camera. I lost some of the fear of filming in public. I learned the importance of kind of mixing up shots and kind of changing things up, different angles and more artistic angles and things like that. When you want to film with your smartphone, unless you have a little smartphone tripod, that is problematic. And I'll tell you, the one amazing thing, probably the most proficient thing I learned during that 60-day straight filming, is how to get shots with a smartphone without a tripod. It is unbelievable, some of the things I had to do. Balancing it on bricks and against walls and creating little devices to hold the camera up straight. That was probably the most impressive thing I learned. One of my biggest lessons in making all of these vlogs is I have become less a perfectionist. When I filmed vlog number 1, I had this idea that the vlogs have to absolutely be perfect. And that's a horrible way to go into YouTube. There's an important line you have to meet where you just get good enough to get the point across, and you need to know when to stop, because even if you had forever, you still wouldn't get it right.